and welcome to a video having a look at the new Atelier inks from Ink on 3. We have a couple of new colors to add to our current lineup of My Jam Purple, this Lush Blue, Peacock Blue. I'm a blue kind of gal, as you might already know, but Goddess Green, also Bee Sting Yellow, Marigold Orange, and also Marilyn Red. We also have Twiggy Brown and Black, but the new colors are Sweet Petunia Pink. So it's a lovely pink that's sort of in between Marilyn Red and the orange, and then also a lush teal color called Trinity Teal. So we are going to create some fun backgrounds with these today, and I'm going to be using my life-changing blender brushes from Picket Fun Studios, and we're just going to use one brush per color to make sure that we don't get any contamination, and also so I can go back and forwards with my colors. When I ink blend, I tend to use a sheet of acetate under my panel so that I can just simply wipe that off and keep my workstation reasonably clean, because you know, crafting can be a messy business. So we are starting here at the bottom with our Sweet Petunia Pink, and then we're going to go in with the Marilyn Red. And at first you might sort of think, well, they look very similar, but just wait, because once the colors settle on the paper, and also it sort of stops saturating the paper so it's all dried, it's going to look, you will be able to tell that there are two different colors, of course, because otherwise what's the point bringing out another color that looks exactly like the other one? No, that would be crazy. So what I tend to do when I ink blend is that I do two colors, and then I go back in with my first color and blend in with the second color to get that nice smooth blend. So you will see me do this over and over again. So we're going to go in here now with our Marigold Orange, and first we're going to wipe up our acetate sheet with a piece of kitchen roll. Just make sure that we don't get any red in our orange, and then we're going to add quite a generous amount, I would say, of the Marigold Orange. And then once we're happy with that, we're going to do the same thing again, where we're going to go back in with the Marilyn Red, blend into the orange, and then we're going to move on to the next color, and so on and so on. It will carry on like this for a little while. I absolutely love creating rainbow backgrounds with the Atelier inks, because they just take in all the guesswork out of what colors to use. You get one of everyone, and they just fit perfectly together. Now, before we move on to Goddess Green here, we, well, say we, but me, I made this little, I call this my Inky Finger Saver thing. It's just a simple little piece of acetate that I put a bit of, this is actually Post-it tape, but you can use whatever washi tape or whatever you have actually on it. And it's just, you use that instead of putting your fingers onto your project, so it will save your ink blending from getting fingerprints and smudges on that. So a little bit of a genius and super cheap hack for you to try out for your next ink blending project, especially if you're like me before I started using this, got a little bit inky and messy and had several moments when your ink blending got messed up. So here you can see I moved on to my Trinity Teal, and don't worry, it looks very messy and not very evenly blended, but the ink pads come super juicy, and as I said, they will settle down once the colors actually dry. And this is also yet again another reason why I like going back and forth with my colors, to make sure that I get an even color blend as well as a nice sort of saturation. But as I said, don't worry, it looks super messy now, but we are going to keep working on this until it is nice and smooth and colorful. And then, of course, we are going to be adding some golden splatters and stuff on this as well, because, you know, rainbows and shimmer, you can't really go wrong with that, can you? No, I don't think so. But I have loaded up my project with colors and ink, and then I thought, well, I'm not gonna do the usual mistake that I do when I ink blend. So I'm gonna set this aside and let it dry while I start working on another one. So on this one, I've taken my sheet of acetate, I've glued down my, or I say glued down, I've taped down my cardstock with purple tape to kind of create a, well, obviously I wanted stripes because that's why, you know, it's stripy. And then we're going to create another rainbow, of course, but with a little bit of white on it, just to kind of break it up and show that I can do a little bit of white space on my card panels as well. I know some people might have misgivings about that, but because usually I am all about the color. But I am really gonna try to step outside of my comfort box, which is very colorful, and add in more white, because even my husband is like, you know what, I like the white. I do like the white. I think you use way too little white. So I am making a conscious effort of adding more white, even when my inner colorful color loving drama queen is like, no, add more color. So yes, really trying to keep it professional here, as you can hear. But this is the best part, I think, as well, of ink blending, is the reveal, the unmasking, if you like. And I must admit, even me and my inner color loving drama queen is loving this result. That white really does make it pop, doesn't it? So now I have let my first panel dry a little bit, and then I decided I'm going to take some of the Shark Tooth White Atelier re-inker and also a bit of liquid pixie dust, and we are going to cover this in shimmery sparkles. And I have this old box. Well, I say old box, it's probably relatively new, let's be honest, because I do have deliveries coming on a regular basis. You know, I'm gonna blame 2020. 2020 is gonna get blamed for a lot of stuff. But as you can see, I'm just, I put my panel inside of it just to save basically my walls and my floor and my work surfaces and all my other stuff from getting splatters, because the splattering is not a simple business. Oh no, it is a very messy business, but it just gives such fantastic results. And you might have noticed as well that I added in like extra blobs of shimmer, and I decided to heat set this with my heat tool, and something very, very interesting happened, and I'm going to try to show it in this little clip here. But bear with me, because I actually filmed this sort of freehand, so it's going to be a little bit wobbly, and but we're going to try to get to it now. So if you look at those little blobs here now, and I'm heating this with my heat tool, all of a sudden, wait for it, see, look, it's gone from like shimmery white to bubble, 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 and it's gone gold. It's gone gold! I did not expect this at all. I was actually expecting it to kind of dry white and shimmery, but it's gone gold. So yeah, this was a very happy accident, actually. Like I said, I was not expecting this at all. I was expecting it to dry white, and the only reason I used the heat tool was to kind of speed up the oh, there it goes again. Look, it's happening. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I was expecting it to dry with the white, but it seems like the heat kind of, I don't know whether it just kind of burned off the color or whether it just kind of made the shimmer sort of overpower and gets like super intense or something. I don't know, but I'm liking it. I really am liking it. Oh yes. And very, very happy with how that panel turned out. Although I could have probably let it dry a little bit more, because you can see that it's a little bit sort of blotchy. But I think, you know, with the splatter and the gold and the shimmer, it doesn't really matter. It just, yes, I'm loving that. And then, like a complete and utter idiot, I forgot to film the rest of the card making session. So I took out my beloved Magical Unicorn stamp, and this one I heat embossed with a white embossing pad on vellum. This was originally going to go on the other, so this one here, on this card. And I cut out, first I used the die cut on the background, And then I popped that up with a bit of foam. So I cut the foam thing out of the die cut as well. And then the vellum bit, so here's the stamp. Love this one, absolutely love it. And the embossing powder I used is Black as Night, and it's perfect. I've had very little success with black embossing powders in the past, but this one is amazing. So as I said, the original idea was to put the vellum on top of this card, but it just kind of made all the colors underneath disappear because I think my vellum is a little bit too opaque. So I decided to just stamp up the image with the black ink instead, and then make another card using it like this. So here we have it. 2 cards with all of the Atelier inks, including the new Trinity Teal and My Sweet Petunia. Oh, sorry, not My Sweet Petunia Pink. Sweet Petunia Pink. So I hope you enjoyed this video and will feel inspired enough to maybe grab a few of these for yourself. And I will link everything down below as usual with affiliate link. Don't forget to subscribe and see you soon again. Bye for now.